Welcome to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I am your host. It's your favorite Dr. Bae, Monique Ross. In today's episode, I am joined by a special guest co-host. I got my homegirl here, Mariesha.
Yes.
She is sexpert, sex coach. You need some help in the bedroom, getting in the bedroom,
all of that.
Whatever you're trying to do when it comes to sex. Get at my homegirl here. Go ahead, shout out the fuckers out there. Introduce yourself. I introduced you, but introduce yourself. Let them know who you are and what you about.
Hello everyone, my name is Mariesha and I am your favorite sexpert, also aka sex coach. And thank you for having me here.
For sure. So, she just told y'all what she doing. She's our favorite sexpert and sex coach. How on earth did you land in the sex field? Like, how did you become this? You're self-proclaimed, because you self-proclaimed sexpert.
Oh, this story goes way back.
Give it to us.
I honestly think that it all started like right before I was even introduced to sex. I feel like I was always boy crazy. I was always curious about it and never really had anybody to talk to me about it. In my household, sex was taboo.
Okay.
You're curious about it, you want to talk about it, you get your ass beat. Like, you're not supposed to know about it, we're not supposed to talk about it, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And so with me not learning that in my household, I learned that in the streets. I learned that from boys. I learned that from people that were older than me. I learned that from movies, and I just have always been curious about it. Time goes on, you know, of course I'm boy crazy, and then as I became an adult, I actually met somebody who turned my life completely around. I would say turned me out.
Okay, turned you out.
If that makes sense. And, you know, pretty much introduced me to so many different lifestyles, taught me how to love me for me, taught me how to explore me, taught me how to understand me sexually, and just the whole aspect of sex. And once I met that person and learned more, I already felt like I was experienced, but when I met him, I felt like, you know, I didn't know nothing. I thought I was experienced, and when I met him, I knew nothing.
Right.
And yeah, I learned a lot. And with that, it's like I just kind of like just took that and ran with it. And I was like, you know what, this is my calling. I enjoy talking about it. I enjoy coaching about it. I enjoy giving advice. And I decided, you know what, I want to be a sexpert. And I went into the program and got into it, passed it, and now I'm a certified sex coach.
Okay, so she's not self-proclaimed. I take that back, y'all. She is a certified. Excuse me, sis. Excuse me. She is a certified sex coach. So you went through this program, became a sex coach because of previous experiences that you've had in your life.
Correct.
Okay, so you enjoy talking about it. You enjoy giving advice and all that, but do you enjoy partaking in sex?
I do. I enjoy all of it. I enjoy, because the fact that I'm so knowledgeable about it, I cannot sit here and coach people and talk to them and give them advice about sex if I am not enjoying sex.
Right.
So if I'm going to talk to you and give you advice, trust me, I know exactly what I'm talking about. I know what it feels like. I know what you should do. I know what you should not do. So yeah, I can say confidently that I know.
You know. What should you do? Give us some pointers on what you should do.
It just depends on different scenarios. Everybody's different, because what you may not want to do, somebody else wants to do.
Hey, what she won't do, the next one will. I promise you.
Exactly. Hey, cousin. Yeah, so everybody's different. So it's like everybody has their story. Right. So I can't tell you what you can and cannot do, because then you're like, you know, I like that. Or someone else is like, no, I want to do that.
I'm a prude. I told them. They know. I'm like, there's so many things I have not experienced sexually, and so many things that I don't even care to experience sexually. You know, it's not, you know, I say I'm a prude, but I know what I want, and I know what I like, and I know what I don't like. I've experienced some things, but when it comes to a lot of stuff that I might be like, that's weird, or it's a no for me, because it's not necessarily weird, it's what you like. But the things that where it's a no for me, I'm just like, to each his own. Like, I don't knock the next person.
Right.
I just don't wanna. Like, and you can't make me.
Yeah, and like I said, to each his own. Everybody's different. It's like, you know, what you don't like, someone else will like, and vice versa. So that's just not your story.
Yeah, it's not my. It's not. Sorry, fellas. It's not my story. I'll put on weird costumes and stuff. I do that anyway.
It's okay. So like you're into role play and stuff.
No, I just do goofy shit. Oh. It's not even a role play. It's me putting on goofy shit. Like, you tell me to put on something sexy,
and then you'll do.
Then I'll go put on some Scooby Doo ass costume or something like that. I play too much, y'all. My bad.
And it just goes like this, huh?
That's why nobody takes me serious.
Just goes limp.
That's why nobody takes me serious. Hey, I don't care. I'm good. I love me for who I am.
It's
you
totally
know?
Okay.
But so you got this sexpert thing going on. What are you going to share with us here today? You're going to talk about
whatever. You got me here. Whatever. You got me here. Whatever we want to discuss, I'm totally down. There's no limits, no boundaries with me.
All right. Well, I got a question that came up a few weeks ago. Somebody asked me, and I want to. This is a hot topic right now. So, polyamory. How do you feel about polyamory, polygamy, just non-traditional relationships? What are your thoughts on that?
I'm all for it.
Okay.
I feel like, you know, we're in a whole different generation now. We are not our ancestors. You know, they were in the household with the husband. He worked, you know, they stayed at home. They didn't have to do much. While this woman at home cooking, cleaning, doing all this stuff, he out working, but also not being monogamous. He's out here messing around with everybody else. And I just feel like we're in a different generation to where I feel like we should be more open. And you know, there's so many videos going around right now. Like, I just made a post recently how, you know, they're saying that women are pushing men for monogamous relationships, but men are also pushing women to be monogamous relationships. Just like, you know, yeah, she wants to be with you, yada yada yada, and she don't want you with nobody else, and then when she's with you, she's tired. She's too tired for sex. Yeah, okay, that's expected, because before you guys got married, she was probably this happy-go, joyful woman. Now she's married, she got kids. Not only is she not thinking about herself, she got to think about you. She got to think about her kids. There's just so much stuff that she's trying to do, and probably at the same time trying to maintain a household. So yeah, there may be times where she's not in the mood for sex. Right. Okay. But then we also have the men who push women for monogamous relationships. Yes. Like, here she is living her best life, having a good old time, and then he comes in, I want you. I don't want you dating around anybody else. I don't want you fucking anybody else. I don't want you doing anything like that. And then you get into it. You give him everything that he asked for. Right. And then, boom, now all of a sudden you're not good enough, and then he wants to cheat on you anyway when you were living your best life before him. Exactly. So it goes both ways. And I feel as if you know that you are a person that's just open and you love meeting other people and you enjoy other people, I feel like those conversations should be talked about in the beginning stages. Your expectations. So if I'm dating you and you're telling me, I love other women, I would love to be with you, but I also enjoy other women, that gives me the opportunity to say if I want to be with you or not. Yep. So you're telling me, okay, your expectations, you want to be with me, but you also enjoy the women. So you're open for an open relationship. There's women who are into that, there's women who are not into that. And I feel like every man, even if he has a slight idea of that's something that he may be into in the long run, those conversations should be talked about right then and there in the beginning. So therefore, it's like, I'm good. I don't think I want to do it. Okay, fine. But then people change, later on in the marriage, and they may want that later on down the road. Fine. But in the beginning, I just feel like those needs and those desires and anything that you question should be answered at the beginning. So to answer your question, I'm totally okay with open relationship. I'm okay with it. I just wouldn't want it to be like the sole focus of our marriage. So if you and I are in a poly, it's like, okay, totally fine with it. But I want it to happen naturally. I don't want it to be where it's forced, or every time we're together, you're like, babe, let's go get another woman. Babe, I want to go do this tonight. It's like, no, just let it happen, right. So everybody's different. Me personally, I don't mind it. I'm totally okay with it.
Okay. Yeah. I ain't mad at it. I believe in you do what you want to do.
Exactly.
You know
It's like
what I'm saying?
everybody's different. We're in a totally different generation now, and I feel like people should. I'm far from traditional. I can say that I am just a non-traditional woman. I don't believe in a lot of things that our ancestors did, our grandparents did. I don't believe our parents. I just don't believe in it. So that's just me. Yeah.
Ain't no wrong. Look, whatever you want to do with your life, you do that with your life, and I hope and pray that everybody wakes up one day and they have the courage to be their authentic selves, be who they are, and live their life with whatever limits they want to live it.
And they should be, because if you meet a lot of married people and you have conversations with them, and they just seem like they're so sheltered. You know, they don't seem like they're happy-go selves. Like, they seem very happy before marriage. Now that they're married, it's like certain conversations you have with them is just like, oh yeah, we used to. And it's like, why are you guys aren't doing it now? You know, they just don't seem so happy. It's like they're going by the books, by the Bible, by, you know, like the tradition. And it's like, you know, people need to realize that's not us. We're different now. You don't have to be traditional. You don't have to be like your parents. You don't have to be like your grandparents. Write your own book. Write your own story. Yep. No one has to be in your bedroom but you and your wife. No one has to be in your bedroom but you and your husband. So it's like, whatever you guys decide to do, let it be that. You don't have to answer to anybody.
Exactly.
What's understood between you guys doesn't have to be explained to anyone.
Absolutely.
You know, so
that's
what
live
that's
your
thing.
fucking life, y'all.
Exactly.
Like, live your life however you want to live it. And that's like, people are so judgmental, and
that's what people fear. That's why a lot of
fear
people
judgment.
They fear judgment, and it's like, why? I've been judged so many times, especially growing up, because, oh, she's fast, or she's this, she's that, or like the little post that I don't care. Like, that's me. Good job. I'm a college student. Good grades. I take very good care of my kids. I travel. I take very good care of myself. I'm doing the damn thing. So how you feel about me is a personal issue.
That's some shit within you that you need to deal with.
That's a personal issue. What anybody thinks of me, what anybody has to say about me is none of my business. That is a personal issue.
Agreed.
I don't like I'm Facebook friends with my parents, my grandparents. I post what I want. If they aren't saying anything to me, what makes you think that I care?
Right. It's fucking social media.
It's social media. Like, I am who I am, and everybody knows that. So it's like, you know, if you're sensitive about what I say, what I do, what I post, you can clearly go to the top and just unfriend me.
Delete me, block me, whatever you feel you need to do, man.
It's whatever.
That's real talk. But that's the society we live in. That's the world that we live in, where, you know, it's embedded in people to judge, and then people are just extremely. I always hear people like, oh, they're jealous of me. They're jealous of me. Like, I have haters and stuff like that. I don't never sit up and be like, I got haters. Like, I might post something pertaining to, like, you know, some bullshit, but it's just relatable. But me personally, I'm not sitting up like, this person doesn't like me, and if I'm not even dwelling on it if they don't like me. Like, but that's not what we're here to talk about. Y'all know how we dive down these rabbit holes. It was just something that we said. But anyhow, we were talking polygamy and polyamory. Have you ever experienced a situation? Me, no. I've had people put it on the table and tell me like that's what they're really looking for, like some type of relationship that's, you know, a polyamory lifestyle. And I made a decision to take a step back, you know. And I've also had someone tell me like this was during a breakup, and I'm like, you know, do you cheat on me? Are you cheating on me? I asked the question. I posed the question, and this motherfucker was like, I love you, but yeah, I fucked a couple other bitches from time to time.
Hit you with that,
and it's like,
Jody, huh?
Yeah, and it's like, you know, what can you say to that?
And
like,
you
gave me the truth. I have to respect this truth because I'm asking right now.
You asked him and he didn't lie about it.
Sometimes you don't be wanting to know the answers to those questions that are burning in your mind. But me, I'm that motherfucker that's gonna ask that question. I'm gonna come out with it. Like, I ask whatever pops in my head, and I just be wanting to know. But yeah, in that instance, yeah, I had those. In those two instances, I took a step back and I said, this is not what I want. So I'm not going to engage in it. Although one of the situations I continue to engage in the fuckery that is my life. But, you know, moving forward, I guess I'm to the point where I'm pretty sure I know what I want. I know what my heart's desires are, especially when it comes to dating a man, a husband. And I've just decided I'm no longer going to entertain anything that doesn't align with what the idea, at least semi-close to the idea of what it is I'm looking for.
And that's totally okay to be in that mind frame, because there are men out there who are just completely monogamous. They are okay with being with just one woman. So it's okay to have that standard and keep that standard. It's totally okay. You don't have to submit to something that you're not comfortable with, because in the end you're not going to be happy, right? So it's like, it's totally okay to have that standard and keep that standard.
But listen, I'm a very open-minded individual, and I can't believe I'm about to say this. And when I say I'm open-minded, I am subject to change. You know what I'm saying? Let's travel and take trips and pay bills, and you can cheat from time to time. Ain't sounding so bad, but it wouldn't be a cheat if you go into some shit agreeing to it and knowing what it is off tops. But I just, on one hand, like, I sit up and I ask myself questions. Like, I talk to myself, and if you say you don't talk to yourself, you a fucking lie, because we all say shit in our head and answer it in our head. Like, if you say you don't, you're lying. But I say stuff in my head like, is monogamy something that's actually realistic?
To me, it's not.
And I don't think it is. And even with the relationships that last, stand the fucking test of time, and grandma and grandpa or auntie and uncle, they still got their shit. Exactly. They just don't air it out.
Exactly. If you listen to those stories, like a lot of these marriages that lasted for so long, they been through some shit, and how they got over it was for forgiveness. So it's like all these marriages that you see, they've been married for 20, 30, 50 plus years. Okay, cool.
A lot of forgiveness.
A lot of forgiveness. And I bet you my bottom dollar that I'll say 80% of those marriages, the husband stepped out, the wife stepped. Some type of, it doesn't even have to probably be physical, but some type of way the husband or the wife has stepped out of that marriage, and they decided to go about that between themselves and try to recover and get that together, and they did, and they have a successful marriage because they went through it. But I don't know, not one marriage that was just faithful, completely monogamous for 20 plus years.
And if you do, it's because you don't know what the fuck they're having behind their four walls.
They're private about it. That's exactly why.
I agree.
Hey,
I absolutely agree with that. And that's where I'm at with. That's where I am with monogamy. Like, you know what I'm saying? Is it real? Is it possible? Because I know so many people who are in relationships, and it's far and few that I hear of that where nobody stepped out. Like, I got some relatives close to me, and my cousin, he has a podcast. Shout out to my cousin St. Louis Tone, Big Tone, over at We Posted Up the Podcast, and I remember listening to one of his episodes, and he's like, I've never cheated. And they've been together, they're young, like they're younger than me, and they've been together for a good, I want to say easily married 10 to 12 years. Oh, definitely over 10 years.
Wow.
They're young, and they're both attractive people. Like, and not to take away from his wife, but my cousin, like, he's a handsome ass man. You know what I'm saying? He's a handsome ass nigga. Y'all know little Tony handsome. Shout out to my cousin. But anyhow, yeah. So in one of his episodes, he's like, I never cheated. And as I'm listening to it, it's not something that I've wondered, but it's definitely come up in, like, you know what I'm saying, conversation and shit, and nobody's ever let on to me that, either one of them have had any type of affair or anything. But again, they could be private.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? But he said on his podcast, and I'm like, I don't think that he said it for show. He's a stand-up ass guy. He's a family man. He's there. And I was like, when I heard him say that, I was like, man, that's hella deep. That's hella deep, and that's hella dope. You know what I'm saying? And they got something that people would look at and be like, oh, okay, that's some goals, if you know what I'm saying, quote unquote. I ain't looking at nobody's shit as goals, because like you just said, we don't know what the fuck is going on behind them closed doors. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, I guess when I meet that one that convinces me, and I ain't gonna say because I don't want you to convince me anything.
Right, you want to be open to it.
Yes, you can't.
You want it to happen naturally.
Yes, you can't convince me of shit. That's in the words of my homegirl. I want to meet somebody, and if that's what it ends up being, then that's what it ends up being. Like, we want to deal with each other, but from time to time I'm gonna do my thing, or you know what I'm saying, or whatever's gonna go down. But I've never been experienced. Like, when I say I'm approved, like, you know what I'm saying, threesomes and stuff, like, yeah, I've never, no. Like, I've been invited, and it just, there was 2 very vivid instances that I can recall where I was put in situations where a threesome could have took place, and it didn't, and it was my choosing. Like, no, this is not what we're doing. One of them, I went knowing that it was a conversation, but I thought it was a joke until I got there, and it actually wasn't a joke. And then the second one was somebody was just invited to the party, and I was just like, yeah, I'm gonna fucking go. So
yeah, like things like that, like, it happens naturally. So to go back to your question, you asked me, have I ever been in a situation like that?
I did ask you that. I threw that in on Slack.
And I can honestly say that I have been in an open relationship. And the reason how my open relationship happened, I'm not currently in it now, but it happened because myself and my partner could not stop cheating on each other. So it was like, and my partner who I'm talking about is a woman. So my ex-partner was a woman. So she would cheat, I would cheat. It was just a competitive thing. It's like, oh, I know you're cheating on me, I'm about to cheat too. You're cheating on me, I'm about to cheat. So it just continued to happen. But we loved each other. Super weird. Like, you know, I know she's out here doing her, I'm doing me, but we loved each other. And how the open
cheating with, were you guys cheating with other men?
So she was cheating with other women.
Okay.
And I was cheating with other men.
Oh wow.
So it wasn't like, you know, I went into the relationship just saying, you know, I'm gonna be completely monogamous. Like, I explained to her, you know, I'm totally down for this. I'm totally down for being with you, but just know that I do desire men. I'm gonna want to mess with a man from
That's
time
what I was going to ask you. Like, have you always been attracted to girls?
No, so I've never always been attracted to women. I've always been attracted to her.
Okay.
So my words are powerful. I knew her since I was 17, and I always said if I was to ever be with a woman, it would be her. Like, I knew in my heart that I'm like, if I was to ever go there, it's gonna be with her.
I don't have a woman in my life like that.
Yeah, I just knew that when I met her, and like, that's who I'm gonna end up with. And like I say, my words are powerful. What I want to say, maybe 4 or 5 years later after that. Yeah, 4 or 5 years later after that, her and I got together. And, you know, I can honestly say that was like the most beautiful relationship that I've had. And like I said, we were just kept cheating on each other, and I met someone who was much older than me and pretty much just turned me completely out.
Okay, you said that earlier. Well, tell some of the fuckers, because I don't know who be watching. Like, I might have a relative or somebody that be watching this. Tell us, what do you mean turned you out?
So, you know, like I said before, I thought I knew everything about sex.
Okay.
Until I met this particular man, and I knew nothing. Like, I was a beginner. And like I said, I met him from the jump. Like, still now, to this day, I know now, but then I didn't know. So from the beginning, he was just studying me. He was learning my body. He was learning my mind. He was understanding my body language, my love language, all of these things that he was doing.
Okay.
And he was touching me without touching me.
Okay.
So we just had this weird connection to where I felt like every time I was around him, I was fucking him. But I wasn't,
right?
You know, it's like we were not touching. We was not touching, and I just felt like him and I were being intimate every time I was around him.
It's like this
felt
connection.
Weird. It was weird. It's a different connection when you're meeting somebody like, oh, I like him. But to be around somebody, and you guys he's sitting there, and you're sitting here, and we're having a conversation, and you feel like you guys are having foreplay. You guys feel like you guys are being intimate. You guys are having carnal knowledge, like you're feeling all these emotions, and that's how I felt with him. And so that's what I got into him. I met him, and one thing led to another, and I was like, damn, I'm in a whole relationship. How am I gonna, I like this person. I cannot hide him. So I kept it for a secret for a while, and of course my ex-girlfriend, her being a woman, she knows everything. So it's like, who is this person that you keep texting? Who is this person that you keep calling? Why do you keep sneaking off? Who is this? And it was a big ordeal. It was a big argument, and I finally confessed. Yes, I met a guy. I like him, but I don't want to be with him. I like him. So that's how that whole situation came about. So her mindset was, okay, if you're going to still see him, I want to meet him. I want to get his vibe. I'm totally okay with us having an open relationship. In her mind, she's told me from the beginning that she wanted an open relationship, and I just never believed her. I felt like it was a test. You're trying to trap me into something, and I do it, and you're gonna break up with me. No, I'm not doing it. So I got into the situation. I introduced them. I told her, this is the person that I wanted to mess around with, and she okayed it, and that's how our open relationship happened. And within that open relationship, what I know now, I wish I knew then.
Okay.
So with being in an open relationship, you have to set that standard of, you have to set your limits, you have to set your boundaries, you have to set things that you're going to do, what you're not going to do, and you have to be open with your partner. I did not know that then. Okay. So I'm meeting a particular person, and with with her agreeing to do it, it was more so, okay, let's do it. Her and I never sat down and said, okay, if we're going to do it, this is what we're going to do, this is what we're not going to do. This is how we're going to do it, this is how we're not going to do it. We just went full throttle with it.
Okay.
And to the point where she told me, I asked her one night, hey, can I go to his house? She said yes. After that time that she said yes, I was always over there. To where I forgot to take care of home.
Oh, right.
I stopped caring for her. I stopped doing things with her. So it was he kind of that situation, it just overpowered our relationship.
Okay.
I wish that I knew what I knew now then, because I would have set boundaries, or her and I would have sat down together and set boundaries. Okay, I'll see him once every now and then, or I won't do this, or I'll make sure that I put you first and not him. So it was once I got a taste and feel of what open was, I forgot to take care of home. And that our open relationship, it helped us in a way. It made us both open, and we had a beautiful relationship, but it also broke us as well, because with the fact of me forgetting to take care of home and us not setting those boundaries, she decided to venture off as well. I'm getting jealous. So at this point, we're giving our time and attention to other people, not to each other. So that would be my thing. So yes, I have been in an open relationship. I have done it. I think that is very fun. I think that is very beautiful. But if that's something that you're into, you can't just jump into it. You have to have those conversations with your partner. You guys, if you have that idea of that's something that you want to do, you have to. It's a must to have those conversations, those limits, those boundaries, and everything like that. You have to meet that person and make sure that person is going to respect your household. That person's going to respect your marriage. That person's going to respect your relationship. You cannot put that person above or make that person feel equal to your partner or your relationship. So it's a lot of things that goes on with that. And people want to jump right into it I want a poly relationship. I want an open relationship. No. It's way deeper than that.
Way deeper.
And I'm talking through experience. I've done it. So it's not something that you can just go right into doing. Especially if you're married. If you're married, you cannot go right into saying, hey, I want a poly relationship. So it's very, very deep. It can fuck with you mentally, emotionally, spiritually. You question your beliefs. You question your sanity. It's a lot. So it's very deep. And I'm all for it. But there are definitely some conversations that you have to have before you get into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing. That. She's so open and transparent with us.
Yes.
So right now, the space that you're in, we talked a little bit before we turned the camera on shit. So, where you are right now. Some of the fuckers out there, they might want to know what's your relationship status? Are you dating, single, in a relationship? What's going on?
So so I'm single. But I'm also dating, if that makes sense. I would have considered myself a serial dater. So now serial dater. Yeah. So now am dating with a purpose. I now want to eventually be a wife. I now eventually want to date one person, but I am single.
I got somebody I want to introduce you to. Is that weird?
No, it's not
I
weird.
really think y'all will be a vibe. I really
It's
think
not
y'all will be a vibe. Like, I got a homeboy I definitely would like for you to meet. And I'm never the person that's gonna try to put somebody on some bullshit. Like, it's a
vibe.
Yeah, it'll be a vibe, and it'll be worth it.
Because I had I'm not gonna say their names. I'm not sure if they're watching, but I had my couple of friends who hyped me up to talk to somebody, and it was not a good idea. I was not happy.
I'm not gonna steer you wrong. Look,
they sent me wrong. I was not happy.
I'm not the friend that's gonna steer you wrong. If I say, I rarely try to set anybody up first and foremost.
Okay.
I play matchmaker, but I really gotta be sure that it could be a vibe. And before I even speak on it.
Okay.
I've been set up. I've had people set me up, and then to the point where they get back and they be like, I'm never hooking you up with nobody else, because I just talk bad about people.
That's how I feel. Like the type of woman that I am, like, I can't remember the last time somebody, besides my married friends, I cannot remember a time where someone hooked me up with someone. Okay. I can, like, randomly be in the grocery store. I randomly be out of town. I just meet people. And that's how the serial dating begins, and it happens. It's like, okay, I meet you here. I meet you there. I meet you there. And it's like, I enjoy you. I also enjoy him. I enjoy her. I enjoy this person. So it just kind of just builds. But, yeah, I had my married friends hype me up to talk to somebody, and I went for it. And it was
a disaster.
It was not a good experience.
Give us the rundown.
I can't really. I'm afraid to say it because I don't know if the person will be watching.
They're not watching. Nobody's watching. Pure Fuckery, the podcast.
I can't. I'm afraid.
She's like, no. Alright, we won't put her on the spot.
That will be a conversation I will talk with you outside. I won't say.
I'm gonna get this scoop, and then I'm gonna come back and tell y'all what happened.
Yes, okay. I'll tell her, and then you can tell them. So you can just say, okay, remember that conversation that Mariesha, this is what she told me. This is what happened. So I'm afraid to say how my experience was and when it happened, because I am dating, and that person is following me on Instagram. So I don't want to say.
Alright, I got you. We ain't gonna put her on the spot like that, y'all. That's what's up. She ain't drank enough wine. If she starts sipping out that glass, we might get somewhere.
You know what? Remember that conversation we were having earlier? Yes.
She'll come back, and I'll get her next time. She'll feel a little more comfortable with y'all. She'll see.
I'll try.
Yeah, that's hilarious. So she's open to mingling, but y'all leave her alone, because I got somebody I'm gonna introduce her to, and who knows, might be going to a wedding in a couple months next year or some shit. Who knows? But I think it would be a definite. It's gonna be a definite. You gonna be like, yes.
I'm gonna applaud you.
Okay. Thank you. I got this. But anyhow, I'm gonna get off my bullshit. Yes, we'll see. We'll bring her back after they go out and see how it works out. But anyhow, so Sexpert, life coach, your mom. How do you balance being a serial dater with being a mom?
When I tell you, I hear that so much. People ask me how, and because you
got older kids.
No, so my oldest is 11 and my youngest one is 3.
Okay.
So 2 jobs, college student. So I have my college schoolwork. I'm in an honor society, so I have that program. A sexpert. I'm an artist. I have a social life. I have a dating life. So how I balance it, I really don't know. It just works out, you know.
Get in where you fit in.
And you get in where you fit in. And I can say that I prioritize my life. I don't just give my time to just anyone. And when people say, I'm busy, like, don't believe that shit.
People make time for what they want.
People make time for what they want to make time for. And when I tell you, like, I have so much stuff going on in my life. so much stuff. I still make time to go out. I still make time to travel. I still make time to hang out with my kids. I still make time to date. I still make time to do whatever I want to do. People make time for what they want to make time for. And how I balance it, I just prioritize. I tell myself, you know, I'm not going to go out unless my homework is done. I'm not going to go out unless, you know, I loved on my kids and I did something, like I did something productive, or I did like an activity or something with them. Like, I just prioritize everything. So once I feel like, okay, my schoolwork is done, I played around with my kids, I took my kids somewhere, I wrote in my book, I did this, I did that, okay, I have time to go have fun.
Right.
You know, so I can just say that I've learned how to balance. I learned time management, and I just put my priorities first before I do pure fuckery. Literally.
Before she partake in the fuckery.
Exactly.
That's real talk. Like, it's hard to balance all of those things, because I've absolutely been where you are, parenting, dating, school, all kinds of shit. But we make time for what we want to make time for. So if somebody tell you they busy, they full of fucking shit. Because if they wanted to make time, they would make time. I'm the queen of, I'm busy because I don't want to make time. And I'm to the point where I'm not even finna lie and be like, I'm busy. I just flat out been telling guys it's a no for me. Like, I'm not interested.
And see, I'm trying to get to that point, because for me, I guess you could say that I love my men so much.
I love men.
I love men so much.
Men.
Like, I love y'all. And I try to protect y'all egos. So I would, you know, and I'm sorry for whoever's watching and you're
don't
like,
apologize.
I got to, because I love y'all. So it's like, you know, they're like, oh, that's where the fuck, that's da-da-da-da. Look, I just try, because I love y'all so much, I try to protect your ego. So I'll come up with all type of excuses and say, oh, I can't because of this, or I can't because of that. But really, so it is true. I just don't put it aside, if that makes sense. So it's like, I'll say, I can't because I'm doing homework. In reality, I could finish a couple assignments and go out. Right. But I choose not to.
Because I don't want to go out with you. Now,
but I'd rather do my homework than go out, you know? So it's, yeah.
I feel you. I'm there. It be like that, y'all.
So I have not got to your point where you're like, no. I just be like, you know, because I love you so much and I appreciate you. It's just like, oh, I'm sorry, I got stuff to do.
Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Hey,
I'm trying to get to that point. I'm trying to.
It's a no for me. I'm not interested. You cool. We can be friends. You can be the homeboy. You know, but other than that, it's a no. Like, I'm not wasting any more of my time. I'm not feeding my energy off into any more bullshit. Like, I literally just, like, got caught up recently, and then I just dropped the whole roster of guys I was dating, juggling, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, I straight got caught up, and even before I got caught up, I just decided, like, I'm not interested in any of these guys. Like, you know, this one, he's short, he's annoying, he's crazy, and I just, like, I did my pros and cons. Like, y'all know I'm a pros and cons. I make a list and shit, and I weigh the pros and cons of each situation, and I just came back and I was like, I'm done with everybody. And I just dropped every fucking body, hella shitty to everybody. Like, you know, they on my line. I was just like,
and see, I've been in that situation. So yeah, because I make time for what I want to make time for, and the people I'm talking about are the nice ones. I love them. I respect their ego. I would never try to diminish their lights. But I have had a situation to where I recently went out of town with someone, and everybody knows everybody that I talk to know that I date around. I'm a serial dater. I don't hide that. And I went out of town with just one of them. And I did not hear the last of it. That shit lasted for weeks, you know.
From all the other guys
they were so upset with me. Like, how could you? You're this, you're that. I mean, I was every name in the book. And it's like, okay, you're doing it. I never lied about who I date and who, you know, I never lied about. And even the person I went out of town with knew that I was a serial dater. So it was just like that particular person gave me the time and the day and the attention that I needed and that I required that you guys couldn't seem to do. And I went out with a particular person and I didn't hear the last of it. So that would cause me to lose that. It's like, you know, the way that they handle that situation, I feel like it was messy, and it's okay, you know, I no longer look at you that way. I no longer want to talk to you that way. So let's just move forward. So I did get to that point. Okay. But I have not gotten to the point of just flat out saying, no, I can't. I don't want to.
Girl.
I respect the ego. I respect
you date long enough, you'll get to that point. And then it's not that I've been dating so long. It's just that I've dated, like, I ain't gonna call myself a serial dater, because, like, if I meet somebody, I tend to, like, I date them and focus on them. Mm-hmm. And then until, you know, and then after that, then it's next. There was a point where I went through, like, this stint where I was, like, just dating. And, I got caught up in recently trying to date multiple people. I'm not good at it. I don't know how to be a player.
If you don't know how to be a player, then you shouldn't play.
I mix up names, confuse scenarios.
You can't do that. If you do not know how to be a player, you cannot play. You gotta kind of ease your way right into it. Like, you gotta go through the whole. What do the football teams do before they go play an actual game? Like, what is it called?
The practice?
Practice something, whatever. You gotta do all of that before you go right into it trying to be a player. You cannot.
I used to be good at it. Like, back in the day, like, long time ago when I was young and I, you know, really just had no roots in anything. I was good at playing the field with the boys, but like now dating men,
they're different.
It's different. Especially like now that I'm serious about dating. And, you know, I'm looking for something long-term that's committable. Mm-hmm. I'm dating in a different arena. Whereas before, because I knew I wasn't trying to entertain anything serious, like, you know, I was more so walking around with a broken heart and a bruised ego. So, you know, I dated younger guys because that's where my broken heart and bruised ego stem from. So, you know, you want to get on some fucking mentally, just the reason behind why we do shit, like, you know what I'm saying, on some psychology type shit. Yeah, so I started dating younger guys after a younger guy gave me a broken heart and a bruised ego. And even dating the younger guys, I had a couple of them that ran game, like, you know, they more so was looking for something serious.
And do you think because they were younger, they were running game on like something, they were running game, and did you feel like you fell for it because it's a different generation from what you're used to? Like, it's a different type of game.
I didn't fall for the game.
You didn't? Okay.
I didn't. That's the thing. Like, I don't trust nobody. Like, and I still have trust issues. Like, where I'm not trusting shit you tell me. Like, you got to make a believer out of me. And I think that's the space that I've been in since that situation. That, you know, my before. Like, this is my after. You know, certain situations shape and mold us, you know, and shape and mold us, our future selves. And in this instance, this was the after. And I feel like it definitely pushed me into dating. Like, and I say, like, I only attracted younger guys. Mm-hmm. Like, always, every time I looked up, every guy that I met for a very long period of time, they were younger than me. And I'm just like, and finally, I entertain it for what it is. And then finally, I reached a point where I'm like, I'm done entertaining this shit. I'm done with the younger men. So I started dating up in my age bracket or older.
And see, now we're
they all the same.
And we're the complete ends right now. It's like you and I are like the complete opposite. So with us and having our age difference, our age gap, you were dating younger. You were dating younger men, and then stopped dating younger men, started dating older men. I have always dated older men. And now I'm dating
in your
younger.
age bracket.
Yeah, okay. So I've always dated older men, and I don't want to say how old, but my daughter's dad is definitely a couple of generations older than me.
Generations,
wow. Plural. Okay, so those who know me know how old he is, but you know, I've always been into dating older men. I felt like And I can say maybe because it could be because of daddy issues. I mean, my father's still in my life, but I just enjoyed older men.
Okay.
It's just something about them that I enjoyed. I enjoyed how I was able to be submissive, and they knew how to. I accepted the fact of them knowing how to, I guess you can say, run game on me. Like, I know you're full of shit, but I like it. You know, I'm gonna put up with it. I like to be. It made me be naturally submissive talking to older men.
Okay.
Then I realized, okay, older men ain't shit either. Just like the younger men. Like, you know, I told myself I don't want to date anybody my age. They're immature. They're this, they're that. And believe it or not, I have met men who are 20 plus years older than me and act like they're 20 plus years younger than me. So it's like, to give or take. And then now I started dating younger, so around my age, and it's been working so far. It's pretty good.
Working.
Yeah, it's been working.
That's good. You're at a good age.
Yeah.
And the guys that age, they are kind of coming into their own, who they are as men.
So you can kind of like, I don't want to say mold, but talking to a guy that's around your age, which I have learned, they have so much growing up to do. And it's like, you know, for us as women, it's like we have the option. Do we want to stick around and watch them blossom and, you know, deal with the bullshit right now and allow them to get over it and then go through it? Or do we want to just surpass that and meet somebody that's much older and they're already set in their ways? They're done with the bullshit, but they're set in their ways. They know exactly what they want, and you have to diminish your light to meet their needs. So it's like, you know, it's kind of a
push and pull.
Yeah,
it's a battle.
Everybody's different. Everybody's different. Not all older men are like that. Not all younger men are like that. But, you know, you're dating a younger guy, you have to remember that he's still growing. He still have a lot to learn. You date an older, a lot of living. He hasn't learned anything. And then you date an older man who has lived, who has seen things, who have done things, and he's done playing around. So you're young and you want to kind of play around a little bit, and he's like, no, that's not what we're not going to do. So it is, everybody's different. So you got to kind of pick your battles on who you decide you want to date.
I'm done picking battles and everything. Like, I quit. I give up. Y'all motherfuckers won. And you gonna have to be something absolutely special to get my attention.
Yeah,
to
you gotta
even
be
get
the
me
shit.
to look your fucking way, because I'm just over it. I'm over it, and like sex, because she's a sexpert.
I'm over it too, though. I'm over it.
I've had enough sex in my life to last 5 women. So
yeah, like you're at that point now where you're
I'm talking
done with
shit,
this
y'all.
shit.
I ain't ran through. I'm just talking shit.
She ran through shit.
No, not at all. But no, I've had a lot of sex, and most of it, the majority of it, has been with the same people.
How are you being the push? Yeah, so I have a friend, Jerkeisha Bell, saying that she's currently being the push. How are you currently being the push? So yeah, like it's yeah, when it comes to dating, you have to set those expectations. You have to know exactly what it is that you want, because if you don't, women are gonna run you
ragged.
Yeah, so you want to be able to be into a situation and knowing exactly what it is that you want. So before you decide to date, kind of sit yourself down and just write down what your needs, wants, desires are. What are your expectations? What it is that you're looking for before you decide to get into a situation. Because once you get into a situation and you meet someone who already knows what their needs and met one, and they're like, okay, so what is it that you want? And you're just like,
you don't know what you want. I know what I want. That's the thing. I know what I want.
Yeah.
And I'm just to the point where I'm done entertaining anything that's not in alignment with what it is I want. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've reached that point where I ain't trying to shape and mold no motherfucking body. You must come built, come equipped. And that's where I'm at. So.
And see, with me, I was like that at first. So it's like you and I are like literally like switch places, because I was like that to where I would date older men because I wanted them already established. I wanted them already mentally, emotionally, spiritually, financially together. Everything secure. But I had to learn that, you know, sometimes what we want is not what we want.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? sometimes what we want is not what we want,
man.
And you know, and it's like we have our mindset of we have our mindset of exactly what it is that we need, what we want, the type of man that we get, and we get that fucking man. We get that fucking woman, and we're like, oh hell no, this is not what I want.
Let me tell you, last situation, y'all know I've been talking about this shit for a minute, and we talking about the old man.
Mm-hmm.
I was just talking to my sister, I think, and she says, remember you was the one talking about how you just want to meet somebody and y'all know what it is and y'all just do the shit. And I meet this man and he knew, he immediately was like, you're her. You what I've been looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And I fuck it up. Like, we both fucked it up, but I fucked it up. And it's like, I thought I knew what I wanted. And when I had that shit right there in the palm of my hand, somebody that I meet, we're both there on all levels, mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, just all these things. And I run in the opposite direction.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, be careful what the fuck you ask for, because I've been saying that shit. I'm just meet somebody and he gonna be this and we gonna know and we just gonna do it. And then I got it. And yeah, I didn't want that shit. Like, I was like, no, we're not in our relationship.
Exactly,
what the fuck are you talking about?
We pray, and you have to realize that I don't know what you guys' beliefs are, but words are very powerful.
Yeah.
And when you say certain things, you speak that into existence, you're gonna get exactly what you ask for. So you have to be careful for what you ask for, because when you get it, you're like, did I really want this? So, you know, like I said, I'm currently dating, and I'm dating someone who is like, sorry, the complete opposite of what I would usually date.
What you used to.
And I'm used to older. I'm not going to say what I'm into. I'm not going to try to compare or say too much about this particular person. But, you know, I'm just what I'm used to dating compared to what I'm dating now. And it's like, it's a complete opposite. Like, my inner peace is good. Here I am. I'm chasing. I don't have COVID, y'all.
She better not bring
I
the
don't
run
have
over here.
COVID. Sorry.
She better not bring run over here.
I'm used to having a certain standard. And ladies, I'm not telling you to lower your standards at all, but I'm used to having a certain standard. And my standards were so freaking high, and I would meet these particular men, and it's just like, oh, he ain't shit. He's horrible. He doesn't value me. He wants me. He wants everything about me, but he doesn't value me. And I had to get out of that mindset, and you meet somebody who values you. It's like, you know what? You know what? I can date younger, or I can date this. I can kind of minimize my standards just a little bit. Now, I'm not saying do it 100%. But lowering your if your standards are at 1,000, I think you should just take it down, like maybe like 10 matches, just a little bit.
Yeah.
Because we have our standards so high, and we get exactly what we want, and that's exactly what we don't want. It's the complete opposite.
Yeah, I absolutely agree. I've had somebody recently tell me, like, my cousin told me recently, like, because of what you want does not exist, and honestly, that only made me want to go harder. Like, it does exist, so I want to find this shit and prove to her that it does exist. And I'm just to the point where, fuck it. Like, if it comes, it comes. If it doesn't, it
depends on how high your thing is. So I have
what's the question?
She said, this guy I'm dating is 3 years younger and trying to figure out what independence is. And baby daddy's 11 years older than me and full of shit. So she's in that, you know, dating older, full of shit, and then the younger person is still trying to find his independence. So she's dating younger, he's trying to find his independence, and then she's dating older and he's full of shit.
Girl.
So she's literally like in between. It's like,
who fuck you the best?
Right.
Who knows with the least amount of baggage and drama?
Who has the less drama? Who has the best sex? And who is better with your inner peace? I would say that, because right now it's like both of them. You got somebody who hasn't found his independence, and you have somebody who's got the most bullshit. So whichever one you decide you want to deal with, I would say the one that doesn't have drama who respects you, values you, and is all about your inner peace, that's the one that you should be with.
Who has time? That's the shit I don't have time for, yo. I don't have time for it at all. Like, I absolutely do not. I don't have the energy for it. I protect my energy so fucking much. I'm just in this space, y'all, where the bullshit just cannot exist. I'm so heavy on the prayer, so heavy on the meditation, so heavy just on my spirituality, where the bullshit just cannot exist. And that's why I move the way that I move. And I don't have the time to...
Nobody has the time for it. But sometimes when you dating somebody, you're probably going to deal with bullshit. And I had to learn that it's... Because with me, the type of woman that I am, literally I made a post, like, one little argument, I no longer see a future with you. Like, I don't want, like, oh, you done pissed me off. You're cut off. I don't want to talk to you no more. I'm done. Like, you're cut off. So I had to learn patience, you know, like, especially if you decide you're dating somebody younger. And then even with older men, even though they're older, they still have a lot to learn. And you know, with dating people, you cannot expect that you're going to meet your Mr. Right. You cannot expect that you're going to meet somebody who's all together. Like, trying to meet the perfect man or trying to meet the perfect woman, it doesn't exist. So it's like you're going to have to figure out what it is that you're going to put up with.
Right.
Because you're going to have to put up with something.
Yep.
Now, I'm not telling you to, you know, put up with abuse. I'm not telling you to put up with disrespect. None of that. But there is going to be something that your standards are so fucking high where you're like, I don't want to talk to him unless he has like a luxury car. Okay, but this man right here, I mean, he's damn near perfect, but he don't got a luxury car. So it's like you're going to have to somehow tweak those standards of yours, and if you'll find that person that you're looking for. Because not everybody is going to be put together, and you may have to put up with some bullshit in order for you to get to where you want to be.
And but what you say that, here's my problem, y'all. My standards as far as all the other shit, anything materialistic, your financial, like, have a job and have your shit together, like, don't be a bum on the street. Right. Although I've entertained the idea, like, I'm gonna go down and give me a fine ass homeless man and fix him up. That's me and my sister. That's you. Because guess what? That motherfucker gonna come and I'm gonna fix him up, get him together, then he gonna go fucking and be with the next bitch. Like, he gonna smile in the next bitch face with the dentals that I fix him up with.
Exactly.
But no, seriously, I'm just to the point where it's like, I'm not tripping off the shit that some women sit up and trip off. Like, I want love. Like, I want a motherfucker that's gonna love me and accept me for the true asshole that I am. And I'm willing to accept him for the true asshole that he is. You don't have to come with all the other shit that, a fucking car. I don't need you to have a fucking luxury car. We can get that shit along the way. You know what I'm saying? It's just, I want the respect. I want the loyalty, the honesty, the fucking energy, the vibe. Like, I want the love, the mutual love and respect between us. All that other shit, materialistic shit, stuff that doesn't even fucking matter. Like, we are nothing without fucking love. Yeah. So, and like, my friends shit on me for that. Like, fuck that, give me the money. I want the man with the money.
Yeah, and I don't want that. Like, it's like, money can't do anything. So at the end of the day, okay, he's spending all this on you. Okay, now you're lonely.
I want to feel valued.
Exactly. I want to feel wanted. I want to feel valued. And that's exactly how it is. Like, for me, and you believe it or not, the things that us women ask for. Some of us, not going to say all, because some women want the luxury life. They want the money. They want all of that. For me, the things that I want, the things that I crave, I was not getting. And I don't have a laundry list. All I wanted was time, attention, consistency, communication. That's all I want. And believe it or not, there's men who couldn't even do that. I want time. Okay, you're too busy for me. I want attention. You can't give it to me. I want consistency. Okay, you text me every now and then. Like, you can't communicate with me. It's like the little things that I ask for, you can't give to me.
Right.
So then when I date along and I meet somebody who's giving that to me, you have an issue with it. And it's like, I don't act, I'm one of the women, people see me and be like, oh, you're too hostility. I'm really not. I don't ask for much. All I want is time, attention, consistency, and communication. And it's like, people feel like that's just way too much.
You asking for too fucking much. Well, guess what? This is what I tell them. You probably not as mean as me, or not as harsh as I am. But you want to know what the fuck I tell them? Go play with the next female. I'm busy. Go back to what you used to. Because clearly over here, I'm asking for too much. And I know that I'm not asking for too much. And some men hate the fact that you're not coming at them like all they have to offer a woman is financial resources, money. You know what I'm saying? And some women are okay with that. And go be with that woman. I'm not her. Don't throw your money at me. Don't think that you saying, hey, I'll do this like that. I'm not moved by that shit. Because guess what? I'll do it myself. You know what I'm saying? And I've had to prove my point to a couple motherfuckers. Like, boy, fuck what you talking about. I got this handled. How you gonna treat me? How you gonna take care of my heart? You know what I'm saying? And men don't realize that. And we not, fellas, I know I got a lot of male viewers. We're not here man bashing. We told you guys early on, we love men. Like, I'm a fan. I'm a fan of all things man. Like your scent. Everything.
I mean, teeth, from the head to the toes to the P word. Like, I love men. Yes.
Your hands, your muscles, your smell, your teeth, your smile.
We can go on and on.
Girl, don't get me started. But we gonna get off our bullshit because we approaching that mark on this motherfucking on this clock right here. So I absolutely appreciate you all so much for fucking tuning in. Shout out to my homegirl here,
Miss Sexpert. For having me. I had fun.
Sex coach, baby girl here, everything. She's all these things. Shout out your tags. Where can they find you at?
You can find me on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook. Mariesha Henderson, Mareshia. Last name Henderson. That's where you can find me. I have a new Facebook group called Let's Talk Sex and Relationships. You find it, join it. I'll accept you. It's a private group.
Okay. Are you Instagram? Do you have Instagram?
My Instagram is it's kind of hard. It's Jimapel Mariesha. It's French. Hello, my name is Mariesha. If you want to follow me on Instagram, just inbox me on Facebook and I'll request you.
And I'll tag when the episode airs. Okay. I'll tag you so they'll know where to find you at. Okay. But I absolutely appreciate you for coming on. She'll be back. We've already had this conversation. Yes. She'll be back. She's gonna come back as a guest, answer questions, drop any questions that you guys may have to this Sexpert, you know what I'm saying? And she is certified. Yes. She's absolutely certified. So, if y'all got any questions, drop them off in the comments on the podcast. I'll reach out to her, bring her back on, and she can answer your questions. We'll dive a little deeper. This was just an introduction, y'all. We just, kind of giving y'all a feel for who she is and where she coming from. I'm definitely going to bring her back on so we can talk, dig a little deeper on some sex talk about whatever the fuck y'all want to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I want to get ratchet and talk some real stuff. We'll do it. We'll have to go really into the episode where we don't do no edits because y'all know my son do the edits and he'll be like, I'm not editing that. But for real though, I absolutely appreciate you for coming on with my whole heart. It has been an absolute pleasure sitting down, talking to you and learning about you, your experiences and things that have shaped and molded you. Thank you. And I appreciate you all for fucking tuning in to Pure Fuckery, the podcast. I am your host, your favorite Dr. Bae, Monique Ross. I'll catch you all in the next episode. Y'all know where y'all can follow me at on Instagram, SOO Sophisticated 1 or Pure_Fuckery. I'm on Twitter at SoMo. Facebook, y'all can follow the Pure Fuckery page or just hit the follow button on my personal page, which is Monique MONIQUE Ross ROSS. I appreciate you all. Peace.
Bye.